Hi everybody, Horia here from Miro's developer advocacy team. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to run your first Hello World REST API app within Miro. And we're going to do so by leveraging the Miro developer platform. And within 3 to 4 minutes, you should have an app running. And what it's going to look like is actually what we have here. And it's just going to be a very basic web page running on localhost 3000. And it's going to use Miro's REST APIs to list out the boards that our app has access to. So as you can see here, we list out three boards. And if I go into my developer team where this app is installed, you can see these boards here. And that's kind of going to be the output of the finished product. And this is kind of that code that we'll be using to actually call these APIs. And I'll explain all of that now. Let's dive into it. So we're going to use this npm package to create our scaffolding of our Miro app, and it's going to have all the boilerplate code that will make it easy to run our first API call. We're going to need to have this installed on our local machine. Then we'll go ahead and use npx create Miro app at latest, and we'll call hello world REST API. And here's really important. We're going to need to pick the Miro Node Client Library with Express. And I'm just going to use JavaScript. And in just a couple seconds, you can see that the app scaffolded this code for us. And we can go into, we can CD into it. So hello world. And then now we can just do something like npm I to install all the dependencies. And then now what's really nice is that we can get this pre-configured app. So we'll now need to create an app on our Miro developer platform, and you'll need to have a developer team for that. So you can go and I'll have the link in the description for where to create a developer team. So this will be hello world. And then we always recommend expiring the auth token for extra security. And now what we need is this client ID and client secret. And we're going to go back and add that into our .env. And here we can just make that localhost 3000. And we'll just want to make sure that, yeah, it looks good to me. And then what we need to also do is to install the app. And we're going to want to install this on a dev team. So this is going to be where you want to run your API calls. And usually we test this on a dev team. But once you're ready, you can install it on a production team if you want. So I'll add it here, and that's pretty much it. So what we've done is we've created our Miro app. We've set the client ID and client secret, and that will actually help initialize the Miro app. And if I do npm run start, we should see that our app is running on localhost 3000, and we've gotten back the response that we wanted. So now we're going to do a quick code file walkthrough. So I'm just going to talk about the different files that were generated from Create Miro App and where you'll want to start editing the files. So the Create Miro App package will create the source directory, and then it'll create the .m file and then a bunch of other files like the package.json and a basic README to help you understand how to start locally. The main files that you want to look at is the Miro middleware and the app.js. The Miro middleware is going to be using this package, this Node Client Library, and it's going to basically be initializing the Miro object so that you can then call the APIs. And if you want to read more about that, you can go ahead and go into our documentation linked in the description. And what you can see is that it's using the Miro client ID and client secret from the environmental variables to initialize the Miro API. So now we can look at the app.js file. This is going to be the main meat of the app. And this is where you're going to have your Express routes and your Express app. And this is where you'll want to edit the file to add in more REST API calls. And you can see essentially in this route, we are using the API get all boards, and then we're using res.write to be able to write that response to the localhost page. And then we're sending back that response. That's pretty much it. If you want to, add in more logic, this is the file that you'll do it. And if you want to read more, you can take a look at our documentation, which I'll link in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.